guys, welcome to The Bite. My name is Jackie. Today's video is on a really delicious and buttery cookie called Ghraybeh. It's an Arabic sugar cookie, Arabic butter cookie. It's basically our type of shortbread. Those very simple cookies, that's exactly what this is. The nice thing about it is it's 3 ingredients, literally 3 ingredients. You could use a 4th ingredient. I'll talk about that later, but I just like to use these 3 ingredients, and this gives you the most melt in your mouth, delicious cookie ever. So let's go over the ingredients. So I have here all-purpose flour, powdered sugar, and ghee. I have a video on ghee, or samneh as we call it in Arabic. In mine, I put a spice called hawajit samneh. I highly recommend that you use it because it adds such a nice subtle flavor and it just brings so much to any dish that you put it in. I have a video on this, I'll link it right above so you can check it out before you make these cookies, and that is literally it. So to my knowledge, there are Italian cookies that are very similar to this, a lot of European cookies in general, some even in Latin America. This is our version, and that 4th ingredient that I was going to mention is rose water. A lot of people put rose water in not just these cookies, but really all of our Middle Eastern desserts in general. I don't tend to like that flavor. The reason being is because when I was a kid, my parents used to give me a tablespoon of rose water if I had a stomach ache. So to me, it has like a medicinal taste to it, just in the back of my mind, like my subconscious tells me it's like medicine. So I avoid it. But 3 ingredients, you can't get much easier than that. So I'm gonna start mixing them, and I'm gonna bring you in closer so you can see. So first things first, I wanna start by mixing the sugar and the butter really well. It's important that you use powdered sugar, that way it gives it that melt in your mouth kind of texture. And you'll see as everything gets incorporated and as you start to mix it really well, it becomes a more pale color, and that's perfect because that means you're incorporating some air into it, which will give you a lighter cookie and a really nice texture. So now I want to switch to a spatula and add in my flour. And like any other cookie, you really don't want to overmix it, just until it's incorporated. So this is looking perfect. So the dough is ready. I'm gonna chill it for 5 to 10 minutes, just enough to make it a little bit easier to work with. We're gonna be handling it and molding it into some traditional shapes, which I'll show you once we get there. But we don't want the butter to melt in our hands. It'll completely change the texture of the cookie, so we want to just chill it enough to solidify it just slightly. As far as the measurements, keep it 1:1:2 ratio. So 1 part sugar, 1 part ghee or samneh, and 2 parts flour. For the flour, it's really important that you measure it. Whatever like your measuring cup, use a tablespoon. Don't, like if you have the measuring cups that you can stick in a thing of flour, don't pack it in because it's gonna give you a lot more than 2 cups of flour if you do it that way. So just using a tablespoon, put the flour in your measuring cup that way, and then level it off with a butter knife. That way it gives you a really even measurement, and it'll kind of keep the flour fluffy. That's what you want. So that was a lot of explanation, but it was very important to get the right texture for these cookies. So I'm gonna chill this, and we'll come back. So the dough has chilled just enough, and I have here some butterscotch chips and some slivered almonds. So the slivered almonds are more of a traditional topping, or like a blanched almond. We can even use pine nuts, but this is what I have right now. And of course I gotta incorporate my chocolate somehow. So I like to make little thumbprint cookies with these, and they turn out so good. I'll show you how to do that in just a second, but I'll bring you in closer just to show you how we shape them. So I take about a tablespoon's worth of dough, roll it, and on a clean, flat surface, you wanna just roll it out with your hands. And I have here a baking tray lined with parchment paper, and just form the letter S. It's kind of like our version of a little candy cane. And then we just stick the almond or the pine nut or the chocolate chip right on top. Another shape that is really traditional during Christmas time is kind of like a little wreath. So again, you want to roll the dough out. This probably could have chilled a little bit more. I'm gonna roll it on the parchment paper. And what I want to do is connect them just like this. Make a little wreath. And add a pine nut here, or an almond here and an almond there. What has become my new favorite is probably the easiest version. Just the thumbprint cookie. Roll it in a ball like this, flatten it ever so slightly, and just put a little chocolate chip right in the middle, push it in, and it bakes just like that. So I'm gonna continue shaping these, and I will show you once the tray is done. So these are gonna go into a 300-degree oven for about 20 to 22 minutes. You're not looking for these to get brown. You want them to kind of keep that snowy, white, soft color. And you wanna let them cool as well. So once they come out of the oven, if you touch them, the sugar and the flour will kind of stick to your fingers and it'll ruin the look of them. So resist the temptation. I'm gonna try my hardest to resist the temptation. Don't touch them, and I will show you once they're done and cooled and ready to eat. Okay, I had every intention on waiting for them to cool. They're back there cooling, but I lost one to the cooling rack. So I, gotta be the cook's treat, right? All right. And you'll notice they're not brown at the bottom. They are still the same color as they are on top. And you can feel, oh my goodness, I'm ready. Enough talking. They just melt. It's not Christmas without these cookies. They are irresistible, completely irresistible. And the ones with the chocolate are so good too. Definitely give these a try. 3 ingredients, what could you ask for better than that? So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and the notification bell. Can you tell that I'm ready to take another bite? So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on The Bite.